Yo, 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 your boy DJ Platinum is back with another video. The question today is, do you need to know how to mix to be a DJ? Right. The answer is not simple. Right. So let me just start off with telling you a little bit of my story to introduce you into this topic, right? So back in the day, obviously vinyl was around. My mum would have her vinyl and she would have her records there, some 80s music, some old reggae, some early dancehall, like 80s dancehall and whatever. And yeah, so obviously I would listen to that music growing up. So back in the day, I was with a group of guys. We were supposed to start a sound. It all went pear-shaped. I spoke about that on my previous video. So when I started buying records myself, I was buying dancehall 45s. So I didn't have no DJ turntables yet. I was just building my collection with a dancehall, yeah, like the early dancehall days. And then I had friends that was into hip hop and R&B, and I'd buy a bit of collection of that music as well. So apart from the record player that my mum had, not DJ turntables, apart from that, I didn't have no exposure to no DJ turntables. So my first exposure to DJ turntables, so by then I was into garage in the early days, like really early days, and I started buying some garage music. So my first introduction to DJ turntables was someone showing me how to mix, literally how to, listen to headphones and then, get the first beat to start mixing. So that was my first introduction to DJing. So even though I started building my record collection, that was my first introduction to DJing on DJ turntables. So because my first experience of DJing was learning how to mix garage, to me, I'd done it with other genres. So when I was mixing the dancehall, I would, beat match. When I'm mixing hip hop and R&B, obviously, with hip hop and R&B, maybe dancehall as well, sometimes two tunes will be like totally different BPMs. So, the tunes can't mix. But anyway, so how does that fit into what the question is? Do you need to know how to mix to be a DJ? Now, one of the things so it depends on the genre you play is one thing. Because any genre under the sort of house dance umbrella, yes, to me, you need to know how to mix. So whether it's garage, drum and bass, house, electro, techno, you need to know how to mix. If you disagree, comment below. Let's have a discussion. But yes, you need to know how to mix. Other genres, like, you might be playing pop, you might be playing dancehall, you might be playing hip hop and R&B. You don't have to know how to mix. Me, I'm never going to be playing dancehall and not mixing. But that's because when I was introduced into DJing, after building my record collection, when I actually started DJing, I was introduced into mixing. So to me, it's just a natural thing to mix. And in a club or whatever, you're mixing, you create the hype and blah, 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 But so I'm always gonna be mixing whatever genre of music I'm playing, but you don't have to. But because I grew up into DJing like that, I would listen to some, hip hop and R&B DJs, top level, big names. Definitely not gonna mention no names, of course. But I would listen to, talking about back in the 90s, even early 2000s, some big name DJs. I'm like, you're that big. Some big DJ and playing on the biggest stations and the biggest raves. I'm like, you can't even fucking mix. But that's because I was introduced into DJing with mixing. To me, it's a thing. You need to know. I grew up with, you need to know how to mix to be a DJ. And I'm saying, rah. So because I'm mixing now, I know how to mix now. I'm listening to DJ. I'm like, well, bloody, you can't even mix. But that's because I grew into that mentality. So I think a lot of people that, was introduced to DJing in say garage or house or whatever will probably answer this question and say, yeah, you need to know how to mix to be a DJ. But I like to look at all angles and be fair about it. So if you're a hip hop and R&B DJ, for example, and that's the only thing you do, you don't have to know how to mix. And also, let's say, for example, you're a radio DJ. When I say radio DJ, I'm talking about mainstream radio, and like you're doing a drive time show, you know, or a top 10 countdown show, and that's all you do, yeah? And you're not playing like house or drum and bass or whatever. You don't need to know how to mix, because on your show, on your drive time show, on your mainline radio station, you're going to be playing to the tune from start to finish, probably talking in between, introducing the tune, you know, there's adverts and stuff, and you don't need to know how to mix. And it's not to say that DJ should be mixing, because that's not the kind of setup he is in. Do you understand? So, to me, you definitely don't have to know how to mix to be a DJ. But, so, and also, let me speak about the actual equipment now. So, obviously, I grew up in the vinyl days, so, like, Technics 1200, 1210s in my day was well, it's still my day now, but I'm talking about early in the day, right? So that was the industry standard turntable. So you turn up to a nightclub, 9 times out of 10, you know, you turn up to your booking, that's 9 times out of 10, 95 times out of 100, that's the decks you're gonna see, Technics 1200 or 1210s, right? As professional as the equipment is, you need to know how to, you know, get the pitch finder right. You need to be precise. You need to listen out. You need to know when the beat is tight. And the equipment, you got the pitch finder, but that's it. There's no other assistance. When CDJs come out now, then you had the BPM, which is going to help DJs a bit in terms of finding, the pitch. So that's going to help you. Now we move even forward, yeah, to the digital, you know, all these controllers and that. Now you got the motherfucking sync button, which I don't use, by the way. And I'm sure most old school DJs don't. Like, I remember when I first used a controller and I accidentally hit the sync button. This happened to me on 2 occasions. I was like, what the fuck? And I was struggling to see how to take it off the sync button. I don't want no sync button. But this is definitely not to criticize anyone who uses the sync button. If that's what you do, the technology is there for you to do that, right? So nowadays it gets even easier to mix, because some DJs have the technology that is going to help them to mix, yeah? Right, so let me know what you think. Do you need to know how to mix to be a DJ? I know I learned how to mix as soon as I started DJing, and I know I'm always going to be mixing when I'm playing out, unless I'm in a situation where I'm doing a main daytime radio show and the setup isn't like that. I'm going to be mixing every time I DJ, but I don't think a DJ needs to know how to. I'm always going to mix because I think it enhances my performance and my set, and it's just what I do. So whether I'm playing a genre under the house umbrella, or whether I'm playing dancehall, obviously dancehall is my true love from early, yeah? Even though, you know, lots of people know me as a garage DJ or a house DJ because lots of my bookings have been that during a certain period of time. But I'm always going to mix, but you don't have to know how to mix. And let's break it down as well, because when I say, do you need to know how to mix, yeah? Let's just put 3 columns, yeah? There's, you just don't know how to mix. You just don't know how to mix. Then there is, you know how to mix. So you know the concept of mixing and beat matching, but you are not good at it. Then the 3rd column would be, you know how to mix and you're good at it. So just because someone knows how to mix doesn't mean they're good at it. And also, so when I say as well about garage, well, sort of the house umbrella, so you got garage and all them things there. Yeah, there's some DJs that know how to mix but are not good at it. And not trying to deviate from the subject too much, but then it also goes into who you know or how popular you are, because there are some amazing DJs, yeah, that know how to mix that don't have a name, whereas there's some DJs up there that they got a big name but they don't really know how to mix too well. But anyway, so don't wanna rant on and bang on with this video. So what do you think? Do you agree with what I said? To all my DJs out there, or even if you're not a DJ, I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you need to know how to mix to be a DJ? My answer is it depends. My answer is if it's a genre that predominantly, you know, like garage, house, techno, them kind of, you know, genres under the house umbrella, between anything between, you know, 120 BPM to 145 BPM. Well, drum and bass, you go way up to like 180 or whatever. Yeah, you need to know how to mix. But any other genre, to me, no. You don't have to. To me, it makes your set better. Yeah, I'm going to mix if I'm playing a hip hop set. I'm going to mix if I'm playing a dancehall set. But you don't have to. That's it for myself. Comment below. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know when I upload another video. And there's definitely going to be mixes coming in the future, so hold tight for that. That's it from your boy DJ Platinum. I'm out of here.